Hmm. All right. Matt Downer, what's happening? Good to see you. Chatting it up. Polska Bob back in the house. You driving right now, Polska? Stay off. Stay out of trouble. What else we got? Jim McIntosh in the house. Good to see you. Jim McIntosh is back. Let's go, Brandon from the UK. He doesn't have great poll ratings right now. 33%. Can you believe that? We knew it. We knew it. Waiting for the pop. There you go. Terrence is going live. Awesome. Jerry C. How you doing, brother? We know Jerry C. John Boston, legend. John Boston. D-Man 50. Good evening to you, Bowman. Or Bowmare, he's driving around. What do you see out on the roads today? I think truckers have the best visibility into the state of our economy. What else we got? Worst president in history. You know what? I don't think that's far from the truth. Jim McIntosh's brother enjoyed an Anheuser-Busch product. The old Anheuser-Busch. Brasil, obrigado, Paulo. Good to have you. We got UK, we got Brazil. All right. Well, I figured we would do a topic that, we talk a lot about female nature, divorce, marriage. How about how do we move past? And I'll give you some advice that I've experienced because I've been through it, right? And one of the keys in doing and moving past it, this is an absolute crucial step. You have to, I'm going to say this again, you have to accept what happened to you, regardless of what it is. Could be a relationship issue. Could be something that happened with a business partner. It could be something that happened in your family childhood. The anger sprouts from all different areas of life. So in this case, most of us are here because of a relationship. So how do we move past the anger? We have to accept it. In other words, you literally have to say to yourself, I accept what happened to me. You're not going to blame anyone. Oh, because we love to blame. Blaming's great. Blaming just takes the focus off acceptance and pushes it to somebody else. We want to say, you know what? We're going to accept it. Whatever she did or he did, they did. That's in the past now. Regardless if it was right or wrong. We're not looking at what is right or wrong. We're looking at how to accept what has happened. That's the first step. Timmy Kramer in the house, pork chops and steaks served up with grilled onions, broccoli, and baked potatoes. I think Timmy Kramer needs he needs a channel. He makes some good food, that boy. Let's see what we got. He's Teddy Boy Smith from the UK. Good to have you, brother. I literally delivered raw materials to a food plant and had to wait for it to be used to make product for me to carry out. Wow. Boom air. How to move past anger phase. Take care of yourself. Start a business or a new business. Don't dwell on it. John Boston, great advice there. Which leads to the second step. Number one, accept it. You have to accept. That way, your brain will go to great lengths to find that acceptance and make that acceptance real. In other words, put opportunities in your path, put new people, put new hobbies, what have you. Number one, acceptance. Number two, you cannot blame or deflect. You cannot play victim. You cannot blame anybody else. You own it. Just like the Titanic captain that went down with the ship, even though he didn't hit the iceberg, he went down with it, right? He didn't blame anyone. He just owned it, went down with the ship because he was the captain. Regardless, everything fell under his watch. So you don't blame and deflect. You own it. You were probably part of the issue somewhere. No one is 100% culpable. right? We all take ownership in the fact that we somehow contributed to it. It could have been our physical presence, could have been anything. We don't blame and deflect. Acceptance, no blame and deflect. And then the third piece, you're going to have those thoughts come in that will trigger you. And I don't say that in a snowflake way. Those thoughts are going to jump up and they're going to tell you, you know, you might hear a song, you might remember a memory, a picture, something, an experience you had. And you accept those experiences as well. And you purge and delete them and you let them be. Because really, all of that experience that you've had during that phase of your life, and now you're trying to move past that, ain't going away. You can rewrite that history all day long if you want in your mind. But the reality is, if you don't accept it, you can't move past it. That's your number one piece right there. That's how I did it. I had to realize that eventually I had to move on. But the only way I could move on is by accepting what happened to me. Polska Bob, indifference is where you want to be. Indifference is a very good place to be. You just don't really care what happened anymore. You're now moved on. Well said. Got my July San Diego camping spot, working on my summer plans. Very good. Timmy, Midas Welby, how you doing, brother? Doing well here. Good to have you in the chat. I'm attempting to get a job at a pickle factory. It would be very lucrative as a mechanic, around 30 an hour. Well, there you go. Perfect. Moving forward, not backwards. Lisa Smith in the house. Good to have you. Good for you. And a hell of a wrencher. Oh, we definitely need some wrenchers in the house. Anger should sanction as a woman's emotion. Correct. That's another thing. I think once you accept it, that anger will dissipate. And Matt's exactly right. Anger, arguing, lashing out is beta behavior. Right? I have embraced the Willy Wonka philosophy. When I see people screwing up their lives, I quietly think, no, don't stop. And then I chuckle at the knowledge of what follows. Omer. Sometimes you just have to be, you just have to look back. Right? FJT in the house. What up, Brad? I just had an interview to be an English tutor. I'll be tutoring students overseas online. Never thought learning language as a hobby would turn into a legit gig. That's awesome, brother. I knew a guy, you know, he'd probably be good at doing a TEFL, teaching English as a foreign language, Spain, South America for a year. That'd be great too. Might as well be. You have to keep busy. Very well said. When the mind is idle, that's when you start stirring again in those emotions. Get to indifference. The only way to get to indifference is by acceptance. Polska Bob, last time I checked, pickles aren't made in a factory. Awesome. Matt Downer, practice stoicism while doing midnight meditation. You know, even if you want to move forward, this is great. Stoicism, and stoicism is basically being that tree that sways in the wind, but has a strong enough foundation that doesn't matter how hard those winds push, his foundation, his roots are solid and strong. Nothing's going to knock him off. Another great way to practice, even if meditation is tough, try fasting. If you haven't guys fasted, just try to go 8 hours without eating food and then build up. And I don't say that from a health standpoint. I say it from a discipline standpoint. It's another way that you can add improvement to your life by doing something that's hard and through incremental steps, right? Getting out and walking is wonderful to let off steam. Self-control is a superpower. Yes, it is. What happens do we see out there? Chris Mitchell in the house. Good to have you, brother. What do we see out there when emotions get in the way? People die, right? What about the guy in Lubbock, Texas? That when the stepfather took out something and a cold piece of metal. What happened when the emotions got in the way? He no longer is existent on this earth. Chris from Mexico, run away from narcissistic women. I was dating a guy who was married to one, and it's just so sad to see how destroyed she left him. Well said, Chris. Good to have you. I'm heading to Mexico in April. Awesome. Great to have you. I haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're doing well. Sloth, greed, pride, and squared eyes were part of that factor from that Willy Wonka movie. You know, my favorite person was Mike TV. Wasn't he great? He just watched TV the whole time. I remember reading that book as a kid, and I loved that book. And I would like You remember George and Georgina and Joseph and Josephina? They all slept in the same twin bed. I always thought that was weird. I remember that like it was nobody's business. Ohio Dan has a great vid on difference. Do you want the link? I'm a subscriber to his channel. I have to check that out. The world needs more male teachers. Attaboy. Teddy Boy Smith, I come to notice that all women are difficult in one way or another. My mother, sister, female friends, colleagues, they're all a pain in the ass. Well, we operate differently, right? We operate differently. And that's what we have to accept. We have to accept that they do not operate like we do. And we do not operate like they do. Thanks to Red, I've started doing more fasting. I just had some coffee and just had some dinner and did a low carb OMAD. There you go, brother. 72 hours, yes. 48 with no food or water. Oh, that was tough. Got to about 36 hours and I barely made it. The last 24 up to 72, I did water and green tea. But definitely you can do it. And, it resets your mood. I did it for health. So you guys keep doing it and use it as a way to move forward. And we're not minimalizing what people go through, the emotions that people feel. If you had to, going through the situations you've gone through, the experiences, we're just trying to say, you know what? Eventually we have to decide to make the decision to accept what happened. That's it. Once we do that, regardless of any place in your life, if you accept the fact that you're heavy and you want to lose weight, I accept the fact that I'm overweight. I accept the fact that I need to do something. Your brain will go to great lengths to figure out ways, subconsciously and consciously, to make that a reality where you start losing weight. Right? No sugar, no milk, boiled water, and ground coffee. There you go. Black coffee, black emotions. That's one of my mantras, because emotions supersede my intelligence. Emotions are chemicals that we label. Are they really real? So we've taken these chemical concoctions in our bodies and we label them love, anger, pain, sadness. It's interesting. I'm very fascinated by just the whole emotional labeling and how we got to that point. Who said that when you felt a certain way, that was to be in love? Or who said that to feel a certain way, would lead to, I think fear is palpable, but again, it's a chemical concoction. It's very interesting. I want to study more about that. Thanks, Polska Bob. I'll definitely watch it. Ohio Dan's got some great stuff. Shout out. I really would like to try the fasting thing, but I like food and coffee is a must to make it through the morning. Well, you can do black coffee. So that's part of fasting. No sugar or cream. Chris Mitchell's got a channel. We got Call Me Coon back. Good to see you. Check out Call Me Coon's channel. Who else we got in here? FJT's got a channel. You guys all need channels, by the way. Getting adequate sleep and rest. Another thing. Absolutely. Right? What else do you guys do to move forward? What have you done? Idle hands are the devil's workshop. Find a hobby or take on another gig. Correct. Doing nothing leads to complacency. Complacency leads to failure. JR Absence, good to see you, brother. I would agree with that statement, Jim. We got some good folks in here. We got a good team. Lavish Patch Kid, the best way to move past the rage stage is running rotations, but the monks have convinced themselves that it is what the enemies do, which makes it impossible for them. There you go. All right. Matt Downer, unsweetened tea works as well. Black tea, you can do that. Or, iced tea with nothing in it, no sugar, just the tea blend. That's always good. I like to do that when I fast. But it's possible. When I first started fasting 5-6 years ago, I remember it was a 16-8, and I stopped eating at 6, and then I couldn't eat till 10. And I remember getting up at 8 because I was so used to eating something, a yogurt, a banana. And then I finally got to 10, and I did it, and I saw some great improvements, and I kept kicking it. And then I got to a 24. Then I went on to OMADs. And then I would do lengthier fasts. And I'm telling you, it does something with your subconscious and your consciousness. And there's one other stage, which is your super conscious, which is connected to the divine within whatever you want to call the divine. So intuition maybe, but I mean, it definitely opens a lot of, it grows neurons. I mean, it's amazing what fasting does. It is literally the best thing anyone could do for their body. It reverses aging. It reverses diseases. It takes out inflammation, all of the causes that afflict people. I totally got to watch Scotty's concert vid. You talking, which one? Scotty side, right? He's got a channel as well. Play Magic the Gathering and don't give two shites if people think you're not a man. Whirlwind MGTOW. I'll check it out. Tomorrow, I will hit the gym after coffee and dog walk. 1 o'clock tea time and walk in the course. My life, my freedom. Acceptance is the key, and deciding to accept where you're at is right there, the crown jewel. If you can get to that point, you're 80% there, and then it's just getting out and doing things, like getting away from the idleness, getting away from thinking. Get your mind working something else, thinking about something else. Learning a language is great. Learning a guitar, an instrument is great. Learn to play piano. You know, you could go buy a small little piano that literally sits on your desk. That even though the keys don't, I mean, it still plays it for cheap. You don't need a big grand piano. I have a, let's see what we got. I have a cheap summer drink, lemonade Kool-Aid plus tea. Ooh, a old Arnold Palmer. I fast all morning and carb loaded a half hour ago. Now I'm just relaxing. Good for you, brother. Poor man's Arnold Palmer. Less screen time is always a good thing. Well said, Lisa. Even if you're just doing things around the house, you aren't held hostage by the computer or the internet. Yeah, go out. I go on walks and I listen to podcasts while I'm walking, or a YouTube, and I just put the phone in my pocket and just listen, right? North-south, during my fast, I got to 44 hours, but vision got a little funny, so I ate carrots. I wasn't hungry, though. Yeah, once you get past the 24-hour, 30-hour, you're not hungry. I could have gone probably literally a month without eating. It was the water. I didn't have any sort. I mean, our bodies are designed to go without food. Well said, Norsa. Good for you, brother. 44 is fabulous. You did so much between the hours of 36 and 44 that your body is thanking you. Green tea is great for fasting as well, JR. Yeah, my wife divorced me a couple years ago. Let's go, Brandon. I was just as much to blame as she was. I began to own my side of the relationship failure. Good for you. Admittedly, it was the nicest thing she ever did for me. And if you get to a point where you can literally say, she gave me a great gift. In fact, she was my greatest teacher. You right there, one. I literally believe, and there's times that, there might be some emotion, some negatives, I might say. But in the end, she was my greatest teacher. If you can really get to that stage and accept that, I learned without her teaching me. If she didn't teach me what she taught me, which was, going through the relationship failure in the end, I wouldn't be here. I would have progressed, but I don't think I would have progressed to where I am today. So if you get to that point, well said. Let's go, Brandon. Well said. North, south. You 50? Ghost MGTOW bag. He's got a channel. Realizing that even women are powerless over their nature. Help me get over the anger. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. People get mad at women. Why are we mad at women? I don't hate women. I understand them. I understand that I operate differently in my brain than she does, and she operates different than me. That's all right. Now that I know that, I can navigate a life based on that. So many guys keep moving forward without trying. They keep trying to fix it. It's not going to work. We have to allow women to be women and men to be men. Eventually, you'll have to get back to the bliss of life. The RP rage shouldn't last for the rest of it. Well said, brother. You're now unplugged. Your eyes are open. Enjoy your cheat codes. Call me Coon. Great advice. Well, great advice. Call me Coon. Polska Bob, does walking to bar in 12-ounce curls count as? Absolutely. Absolutely. I haven't been the best supporter lately on everyone's vids, busy with life, but always do my best to make these live. We appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you being here. North, south. 46, my wife, by fleecing me, eventually made me realize I was an emotional little biatch. Yeah, and you get to that point where you literally, even in the end, I mean, we all simped. Let's be real. Every one of us are reformed simps. And a simp is in his emotions. Yeah, did it piss me off when my family broke apart? Absolutely. But now, several years later, you're able to move forward by accepting it and making the decision that you want a better life. And you understand now that if you go back to the plantation, which is to think that you can change somebody, you can't change anyone, you can only change yourself, things are going to get better. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not going to happen. Your legit question, brother, is perfect. Jacob is in the house. Good to see you, Jacob. Hope you're doing well. Mr. Valorum is back. Check out Mr. Valorum's story. We should probably do something on you. Very interesting story. Rad, my guitar is in the shop. I have 3 dead frets. Have you ever had that happen before? Yes. Actually, I don't know what kind of guitar you have, FJT. I have a Fender. I had to get it redone. Cost about $100, and they go through the frets and they, you know, and put new ones in. But it happens. You're probably playing it a heck of a lot, so good for you. That's awesome. Chris, dancing in underwear while listening to some rock oldies is the best mood booster. I know some gals that like to dance around in their underwear. It's a great way to let off energy. This whole world is based on energy. Energy moving and going. That's it. Decide how you want to mold that energy. If you want negative energy, I can tell you exactly what to do. Blame and deflect. Try to fix everything. Be a blue pill. Get in your emotions, your feminine emotions. Do all of that stuff. And you will have negative emotion. Negative energy. If you want positive energy, accept where you're at and accept that you want a better life. And do little things. Remember, I remember hearing this a long time ago. If you throw one little pebble into Lake Erie or Lake Michigan, that one little pebble that's the size of a milk dud or a peanut will change the entire shoreline of that whole lake. Use that as a catalyst. The rage is just the blue pill simp dying within us. Yeah. And we don't want to let go. Sometimes we don't want to let go because you know what? There is a thing that men and women are addicted to their emotions. That's why when there's a chemical addiction, and there's a chemical addiction to one another, and there's a chemical addiction if you're in a relationship to the emotions of pain, to anger. So you have to. It steps. If I said, "Hey, just jump out of your anger right now," you won't. The cold is killer on my joints. JR. Amen. The understanding their nature is the point of red pill and getting over the time and energy you wasted being blue pill. Correct? We have to accept that. It's all about acceptance. Midas. Understanding women is good, but having knowledge of laws of your state is just as important. Become friends with an attorney. Well said. Well said. FJT, a friend of mine had his frets redone on a 79 Les Paul that he has played since the late 80s. Well, it means, you know what's great about that? It means you guys are playing your instruments. And to just, highlight, FJT goes out, learns a language. FJT goes out, starts playing guitar, starts learning things. And that's the key, constantly doing things, your hobbies. What do you guys like to do? Move forward. John Boston getting back into fasting, pushing it further, pushing the envelope. There's no such thing as, we can do anything at 80 years old, 90 years old, right? My arthritis is the worst, but the pneumonia weather is actually relieving the arthritis. Do fasting, my brother. There's a lot of studies with fasting and arthritis because arthritis is inflammation. Once you remove inflammation, you'll see massive improvement. Go Shura, Rad, how do I not associate the person who wronged me with every other female not to mention? Well, you have to accept the fact that you were in a situation where that happened. And, you're going to have your guard up. We all do. But knowing what you know now is going to help you move forward. Good question. Chicks who diss on the MGTOW think that only guys who can't close the deal with them are the ones not dating. River of denial for 300 Trebek. Well said, Lisa. All right, Polska's going to get back. All right. Teddy Boy Smith, just be aware that investing in a woman is like stock market. Eventually your stock will crash and you will lose everything. Just know the deal up front and don't get caught out. And it's like, don't even invest in anyone. Invest in yourself, right? That's good. I mean, you're basically saying that any investment into somebody else or giving your potential state of being and validation to somebody else will always lead to failure. Invest in yourself. Cold showers are the cure to my stiff joint, and it's working out nicely. I do the old, what do they call it? James Bond shower, which is, shower for the first 2 minutes, whatever. And the last minute, it's always cold. I like that. I used to do long cold showers, but I kind of like the warm. And then I like the polarities between it being warm and then cold. Ghost MGTOW, blue thinking, it really is an addiction. It takes practice and daily red pills to keep it bay. Oh yeah, you gotta take your red pills. You have to get to a point where you just don't hate. You don't even, you shouldn't even hate female nature. You should just understand it. We're different. Simple as that. And programming, try to make us equal. Thanks, Rad. I would love to share my story for sure. Yeah, I definitely want you guys to listen to his story. Very, very, very interesting. Yvonne, hi from Italy. Great to have you, Yvonne. What part of Italy? I would love to go to Italy and get a Vespa and then travel around the whole country and eat pasta and bread and you name it. Good to have you. Cesar, rejection can tempt you into spending the rest of your life proving you are valuable but never really believing it. It's hard not to carry that shizzle forever. Words of wisdom. CBD horse. I heard CBD oil is good for that as well. How much do you think the lack of relationships will affect population? I don't know anyone having kids. I think it's not good. Doesn't look good. North, south, doesn't look good. How do you forget the good memories you shared? I wouldn't sleep the whole night. It'll be 1 year at this horror to me. Last year, you just have to allow your memories to be. Don't try to rewrite them. Just allow them. They were a part of your life. Part of your life. The good and the bad. Right? We don't rewrite history. That's beta male behavior. We accept history. My guitar is under warranty, so the cost is covered. Rad, you'd have loved the guitar shop I went to. They were skateboarders out front wearing plaid shirts, long hair, and backwards hat. And they were doing slappies on the curbs, weren't they? Awesome. What do you make of this Megan Good character? Can a pretentious sidewalk creature be a wife to a man of faith? Ooh, I'm going to give that I'm going to go on the no piece of that. Call me good. You should do a video on that. CJ Wilkins back. Replace your hurt from her revealing who she really is with a new hobby or passion that could literally save your life. Well said, CJ. CJ's got a channel as well. Check him out. You got to move energy. It's as simple as that. It's either mental, physical, emotional, and you have to move it. Learning a skill, learning how to cook. I didn't even know how to cook. I could cook like basic stuff, spaghetti or pizzas. That's not really cooking, that's preparing. But I actually learned how to cook steak. I learned how to cook salmon. I made turkey dinners. I didn't know how to do that because my wife at the time was a great cook, did everything. So that pushed me, and now I enjoy it. Now, do I cook a lot? No, but every now and again I'll make steak or salmon for my boys or something that takes a little skill. But that was something that was easy. Watched a few YouTube videos, My first steak was okay, and I got better and better and better. And that's where it goes. I think it's the oils plus menthol. I think there's a lot of value in natural remedies as well as fasting. Jim, look at fasting for arthritis. Look it up. Female nature wouldn't be as big of an issue if the government and media didn't exploit it. Well said, Ghost. They're not censoring as bad today. Sad Panda. D-Man 50, marriage is not supposed to be a three-way. Well, it was never part of the government. It used to only be part of the churches back when. But yeah, it's not a good deal anymore. It's just not a good deal. And I'm not hating on it. I just understand what happens when you enter into an agreement with the state, because I've been through it. And it's not any better today. Resabite, obrigado for being here, practicing my acoustic guitar as I listen to your channel now. Play some Soda Stereo. Gustavo Cerati. It's the manipulation of reality that keeps me in the rage. Yeah. Just accept it and move forward. Accept it and move forward. And you know what? If you can get to the point where you accept, you look at that person in your life that caused that experience to happen as the greatest thing that's ever happened to you. I literally believe that my divorce is probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. I don't know where I would be today if we were still together. So thank you for being the greatest teacher. CJ Wilkins, women spend their entire lives hiding who they are. Weaves, makeup, and surgery. Please, men, don't lose who you are in the humans who act from birth to death. You'll never receive back what you put out. Ooh, solid wisdom from Mr. CJ. I just learned about weaves. I was watching some shows on TLC, and I cannot believe how much money those cost for the black women that go through that. That is, I mean, do black guys really pay for that stuff? Just curious. Looking at autophagy, it's the science behind fasting. Well said, brother. Autophagy is wonderful. The recycling and the cleaning up of the system. Eating the bad cells. The good cells eat up the bad cells. Yeah, autophagy is one of the reasons I love fasting. Try alfalfa for allergies and arthritis. Yeah. I'd like to go to Europe, Germany, England, and France. Make that a priority. Carl's in the house. Lotus Eaters had a great take on female entitlement today. It's not going to get better, gents. Carl, our brother from the East Coast. Yes, it was a Japanese scientist who, in 2016, received the award for autophagy, which is literally resetting. I mean, it's the bad eats the good eats the bad cells. It's great. There's a lot of info on that. And what gets me is that women can act however they like and men just need to deal with it. Well, I think that's changing now. I think we're realizing that we now have the decision to accept their behavior towards us or limit their behavior towards us. Every week I cook from scratch. It's cheaper, healthier, and it lasts me an entire week. Freeze some of the food you made. There you go, FJT. I think FJT was making a chicken sandwich, chicken fajita sandwich the other day. See ya. Good to have you, brother. Always a pleasure to see you in the chat. Salmon jerky is like candy. You know, for my birthday, I got a box of jerky. It was all different types: ostrich jerky, bison jerky, fish jerky, and it all. I don't think there was any fish. It was all above land, and I swear, it all tasted the same. It was all great. I agree with Rad. 100% being single is my freedom. A good show to watch after taking the red pill is Survivor. There you go. There you go. My divorce is the best thing that ever happened to me. Rad, same here, brother. My eyes opened up significantly once I got out of the train wreck of a union. I'll propose to my purpose instead. CJ. Ooh. Throwing down the wisdom today. F a wife, happy life. You just have to get to the point where you really just can't. I mean, the mother of my, you know, I was married to the mother of my kids, and without her, I would not have my kids. But I think relationships change, right? From 24 to 40, or 24 to 28, you know, and you have to accept it. Just things don't last forever. Are we meant to be monogamous in life? Who knows? You investing in women like buying fast food. You buy the food and it's gone in 5 minutes. You can't get your money back, and investing in yourself is like putting food in the freezer. There you go, brother. Well said, Teddy boy. Alfalfa, high in vitamin K. I like the pills. Alfalfa will grow almost anywhere. Yes, very easy to grow that. I'm retired military. We can't move to Mexico because I have young kids, but they are worth it. Eventually, my brother. You know, we've all gone. I don't know if you've heard Father Saunders' story. He's retired. He's retired military. Miguel had 2 hair transplants. I saw it on YouTube. Has to be true. Megan Kelly. Megan Kelly? When you realize that women can only offer sex and companionship and all that crap that comes with it, you start to question whether it's worth it. Usually not. Yeah, she's not cooking food for you, bringing you food, scratching your back, stocking your favorite beverages within the refrigerator, and following your lead. Absolutely. And you know who does that? Very, very few. But you're absolutely right, Carl. Grant, LA is back. Learn guitar, train, box, travel alone, be alone. Listen to music, read, walk, fast, intermittent fast, sing, dance, eat out, don't chase, avoid kids, avoid single moms, avoid drama, listen to Rad. The Boxer, Grant. When's your next bout, my brother? I can only fast for 24 hours max as I have to eat with family once a day. I would love to do. Well, that's perfect. I mean, if you're getting a 24, you do a 48 to 72 every month or every other month, but the 20 to 24s are perfect. Even 18. If you get to 18 4 times a week, there's lots of ways you can do it. Alternate day fasting is good as well. It's all based on metabolism and just using fat stores up. Press 1 if you're in the military. Getting women's nature never means you hate them. Understanding them. You can eat Big Macs, but understand they're going to clog your arteries and lead to an earlier death. You can understand that and not hate McDonald's. There you go. Well said, brother. Salute to all the vets serving and who have served. Well said, brother. Love for man is akin to something sacred. Women simply don't operate like that. Sultan nor Zad in the house. We're different. We don't hate. We're just different. And once you know that you're different, or we see things differently, or we feel differently, or we act differently, our brains operate, we don't hate shit. We just accept it. So you're going to keep spinning your wheels trying to fix something that's not fixable because our operating systems don't work. The wig places in the black neighborhoods all get looted here during apparently it's big business, Polska. Apparently. Machine Gun Kelly, that skinny guy. Jeez. That's going to be a shit show if they get married, those two. I dig this. Life is wide open, brothers. Enjoy freedom and choice. Better Man channel in the house. Check out Better Man's channel. He's got lots of great content. I think a lot of his content is similar to this topic today. I've seen several of his videos. Check him out. You'll never appreciate your freedom until you're stuck in a relationship you wish you never got into. Call me Coon, laying it down to Chinatown. Well said. I don't care which nation, soldiering is soldiering. Absolutely. CJ is on the, quote, bandwagon tonight. He's doing well. A loyal, submissive, and feminine woman in 2022 was born male and had a legendary garage band in high school. Was that the guy, Rise Above? Can't remember. Only went to boot camp as a rehabilitation for being a young hooligan punk, but I did want to enlist. Thank every man and woman for your service. Yep, my brother was, he was in the Army, went to the Green Zone in Iraq. He was a doctor. We appreciate everybody. Soldier on, brothers. Horse and Oak, we don't hate, we accept. Good call, Rebel. Thanks for being here, brother. Where are you at? Tell me what city and state or country you are at. Just having the awareness that women are not a bank account, everything you've done is not stored, is key. There's women on this channel that watch this channel. I think I have like 200 women that follow and are subscribed to this channel. Now, some might be trolls, some might be whatever. Some might be looking to understand men as we try to understand women. So, but we just understand them, right? We just, hey, this is reality. We can't change it. This is who we are. This is who they are. And, no more can we just continue to try to fix. And I think blue pill simping is basically trying to change for them, right? A lot of blue pill simps will do everything. They're agreeable, which means weakness. They'll be at their beck and call, and a woman doesn't like that because that's not masculine. So they keep trying to do that. They keep trying to mold themselves into what a woman likes. But when typically what a woman likes is a masculine man. Just having the awareness that women are not a bank account and everything you have done is not stored is key. Well said. Getting your butt kicked by life and blue pilling will give you wisdom or an obituary. Ooh. And he's on one tonight. Rad, I saw your last video on the walk. Looks like a nice trail and a nice day. It was good yesterday. On a nice little trail. It's an old converted railroad track that runs about 70 miles. So people ride their bikes and so forth. Rise Against, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I've seen a couple of her interviews. Let me get it right. Can't get a divorce if you never get married. FJT. FJT. I've seen several instances where old grandpas get treated like garbage from their old hags. Talk about a death sentence. It's challenging, isn't it? See, I scored 87 on the ASVAB and ended up being medically disqualified. Have to believe it happened for a reason. Yeah, probably. Hello, Rad. Enjoying your content from Toronto, Canada. Mr. Hemi 4-Speed. Good to have you, brother. Never been to Toronto. Would like to go, though. Kept missing the live stream, but always catch up after. The chats on this channel get better and better, like an incredible superpower group. I'd like to thank you for your service to the male nation. Thank you, everybody, for being part of this. We learn from everyone, even from Grant. Grant learns from us, right? Understanding men is easy for women. However, most women won't listen. Shocking. Philadelphia. I spent some time in Collegeville. Worked for a gal that lived in Collegeville. Loved Philly. Remember going to a bar downtown. It was between two banks. It had been like the oldest bar from like 1780. It was a college place. I don't think they had a beer called Circus Boy, if you know where that is. Rad, what happened in the wig? Oh, it's sitting there and back. I'll have to put it on someday. I've been getting a lot of female subscribers, Rad. They almost never comment. They're tuning in to see how men think. What happened to the men, right? Do your thing, Bob. Just after breakup, we tend to think just of the little good things. We live together and literally don't care of the bad stuff, Yvonne. Yeah, I'm to the point now where it's just like you just accept and just allow the good things that had happened. You know that there was good things in the relationship that ended miserably. You know. And to not accept it, acknowledge that, you will eventually acknowledge it someday. My father lost millions simply because he wanted a life free from my mom, yet somehow she was still the victim. It's easy to play the victim mindset today, isn't it? A lot of SJWs. Exactly. Blue pill simping is trying to change the fact of the matter. A wife in 2022 is as useful as a typewriter. Freedom to self is how you love yourself. I just think the dynamics of relationships are just, it's just, the 98% are just not, I'm not a fatalist. I give it a 1% to 2% chance that there are decent women out there. Darius M says, men want the 3 S's, sex, sandwiches, and silence. So true. And if women knew this, things may work. Absolutely. Anger lies in the bosom of a fool. Ecclesiastes 7:9. Self-employed success secrets, Monday edition. Good to have you, brother. Well said. That's a great scripture. No fights in second half of last year due to Kovacs show, but I've been training with a former British champ world title who has improved me. So I'm at 35. I'm still learning and got fight left in me. There you go, brother. Good to have you. Grant, our Rad channel boxer. Marcella is back. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Marcella, studying. Did you get into medical school? Jerron, Rad went to the Guitar Center and played, you know what, on the keyboard. The associate was really impressed and was looking for that guitar. I keep trying to figure out what that song was you sent me. I know that song. I just can't. For some reason, my brain's not working. Damn right. You got good stuff, brother. If you ever ran an audit of a past relationship or marriage and based it on a 365-day scale, you really had an on average 40 good days out of those segments. You'll be happier apart and alone then. It's funny. I'm from Oregon. I grew up in Portland or Beaverton, and the coast. It rains 330 days out of the year. People love the Oregon coast, right? It's green, tons of trees. But you might go in the summer and get a week of sunshine, think that this is amazing all year round. But you only got 35 days or 30 days of sun, just like exactly what he talks about. So. That comment just made me think of that. Yeah, it's green and beautiful, but it takes a shit ton of rain to make that happen. Did you hear about the famous YouTube pickup artist, Red Pill Seduction coach Tom Torero? No. And SJW reported to the hit piece. And jeez. Dang. Wasn't strong enough, right? Stairway to Heaven is the forbidden song, Rebel. I love that song. My new podcasting equipment is on the way. Hopefully, we'll have it up and running before the end of the month. FYI, Ratty, your invitation will come shortly after. Chris Mitchell's channel. We got some good content creators in here. Everyone should subscribe to Chris Mitchell's Call Me Coon, FJT, CJ Wilkins. Who else did I make? Better Man channel. Yes, always studying. I'll be applying this cycle. Good for you. You should come out with a shirt that says, get in, get out. 3 throws max. I'd buy it. Get in, get out. The recent file I sent you was Lenny. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Dang it. I knew that. I have the CD. And the ending riff was from a Michael Jackson Black or White. Oh, there you go. Duran's got some good talent. He goes into Guitar Center and lays it down, lays the tracks down. Both Pop and Better Bachelor started their channel. Pop's good. Better Bachelor's got some good stuff. Thoughts on Jordan Peterson? He seems to support family structure as bedrock of the society. Well, I would agree with that statement. But I also think that it's extremely risky in today's world because there's only 1% to 2% of women that are decent enough to be to start something with. So, yeah, I understand. I mean, literally, family is the backbone of society. Look what happened in Rome, and it fell apart. And we're seeing that today. The birth rate has gone down. Elon Musk has talked about that, the birth rate having issues. After a good friend offed himself because of, that happens. I got 4 of them. Actually, 5 this year. Last year. The 5th one. Ran into my friend that was best friends with him. And, it was just sad what happened. Literally, the depression, the majority stemmed from his relationship. We got to teach men to be strong, to understand that their masculinity is important. And that's why these channels need to exist, to help people continue and say, you're not alone. What you went through, the heartache, the pain, the infidelity, the monkey branching, you're not alone. Every one of us has experienced that. If we can keep guys around and not caving in to their emotions based on what somebody did to what happened to them, then we've got value. What do you think the best frontman of these 5 in your view? Oh my gosh. Hutchins is good. Axl Rose. You know what? God, I love all those guys, man. You can't put me on the spot like that. If I had to choose the most interesting, I would say Morrison. Morrison than Rose. Not in talent, but presentation. Hutchins, Plant, and Ian Astbury. But I love them all. I mean, that's hard. That's a hard one, Grant. You got me. There you go. Duran, blankety blank, and evacuate. Sometimes it's just better. And be careful. Not only is there such a small amount of women who are decent enough, those are even smaller percentage of women who even want or desire to be that kind for a man or a child. Narcissism wins today. Yeah, very well said. Them that understand it and want to be like that are very, very few. Men need to stop making permanent decisions to temporary problems. Yep. When I was 15, a girl in the class once told me that love is a figment of your imagination. Now I know what she means. Sultan, very well said. Amen. Damn right. Lay it down in Chinatown. I occasionally hit the guitar set or meet all kinds of players. Most are cool guys willing to share tips on playing guitar. Yeah. People love to show their talent and teach others. That's definitely a part of, especially men. Men like to, help others. The red pill space is a lifesaver. I thought I was an alien until I discovered this place in 15. Well, you find out that we're not alone and we help each other. That's the greatest part of these whole channels. Biggest lesson that everything you do for a woman only counts in the moment. If you can accept that and don't get emotionally involved when you win. Everything is in the now. What she says or does is in the now. That's all you have. The past doesn't mean it's going to be better in the future, and the future doesn't exist. Well said, Teddy. I would be honored, guys. Will have to help me out, though. Let me know what I need. Have a smartphone, a Chromebook. I think I need to invest in some more equipment. I'm on a 2009-year-old Mac, and I use my phone. That's it. But I'm not there to, I don't make any money. So, I mean, eventually maybe I'll upgrade, but it's about the content, not about, for me. And that's what keeps me going. Got to dig the Doors in the cold. Hell yeah, Matt. I'm going to close. I'm going to choose Hutchins for presentation voice and as a straight man talking utter sex pill. Oh, there you go. Well said. Hutchins had it all, didn't he? Big fan of NXS. North-south, I grew up 6 blocks from the beach in San Diego, but left Cali, missed the ocean, but the cost of living in California is insane. Well, yeah. California nature, you just understood that the more you invest, it's difficult because it's just out of control, the liberalism, you name it. But the others are amazing. That's me on the spot, but all the others was first, so very hard, but great to think about good singers and good music. Yeah? Those are all great singers. Women should be the cherry on the cake, not the whole cake. They should be a complement to your life, not the purpose. Those guys who are confused at why you are alone and no friends, God is protecting you and your energy. Also, if a female rejects you, she did you a favor because she belongs to the streets. Don't take anything personal at this point. Just allow yourself to exist and live and experience. Nobody said that person's going to stick around forever, nor did you say you'd stick around forever. Rad, brother, thank you for being here and for the rest of your good brothers, but I have to pop. See you later, brother. Thanks for being part. I spent so much money at Side Out Bar in San Diego. If I invested that in Apple back. Gas lamps, my favorite part in Little Italy. San Diego. Love San Diego. Supreme Court blocks Jim Crow. Yes, they did. Interesting. I didn't know if they would. Totally agree. This space has helped me and is still helping me cope. This channel is a sanctuary for men like us. And Rad is Doctor Strange. I saw that, man. Lane Staley, Chester Bennington had incredible voices. Not bad. David Lee Roth was a great frontman voice. Not too bad. Lane Staley is probably, I mean, even Jerry Cantrell has said Lane Staley is the best voice and frontman ever in the history of music. What do you guys think? I think Lane's great. Because you aren't in money for Rad makes you one of the most authentic. I've been around since days of Barbosa, Spetna's. None of the greats ever give it up. That was never I never wanted to do that. I'm not saying you can't write a book and get on your hustle. I'd love to write a book. I'll give it for free. In fact, I'm just debating this year if I'm going to do it. Kind of my Rad's ideas to moving forward and experiencing life. But no, I don't like that. That's just not me. This channel's not monetized. It never will be. And if you see an ad, it's because YouTube is using my content for ads. When you think logically about it, it makes no sense to emotionally invest and get attached to women. There's no upside. Well, there's no upside investing in anyone except yourself, really. Because anyone has the capability and the ability to piss on you. Let's go ahead and shout out to Chris Mitchell. Hey, George is back. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. George works for a hotel outside of London. With the notion of how little time is left for humans on this planet, why the hell waste your time on any more humans? Ticking time ball called blankety blank. No, sir, I'm fresh out of Cohab. Big Dick Dane in the house. Good to see you, brother. Well said. Sad to say, most men have one or two good friends who can overcome the oppressiveness of marriage and can stand up independent. Well said. Well said, Carl. Check out FJT's channel, folks. Everyone should be subscribed to everybody else. In Excess Replacement singer runner-up Marty is from Chicago, band called the Love Hammers. Their guitarist played the anthem during the World Series. She's the cousin of my friend. Ooh, interesting. I know they tried to get somebody from, didn't they get somebody from American Idol at one point? Feminism was created by the government to garner votes from female Democrats while selling them the lie of You can have it all no matter what happens. You'll always benefit in the end. I agree with that statement. No, and you guys keep your money to work on yourself. That's always been my gist. JR. Marcella Rad will be in Dallas to see the Dallas Cowboys versus 49ers. There, data girl. Good for you. That would be a fun game to go to. Cowboys were my team growing up. I love the Cowboys. Rad, I'm going to get some sleep. 12:30 in the UK. Good to have you, brother. Stay safe. Liberation Y produced great content. May he RIP. Yes. Lisa Smith, several months ago, Kevin Samuel said, winter is coming. Now it's here. And sadly, I say a lot more homeless women in Kansas City. Mm-hmm. Unfortunate. Polska Bob. I forgot to say Polska Bob at a channel. My apologies. Check out Polska's channel as well. Good stuff. Not a big fan of U2. Overrated. Bono singing With or Without You. What a simp. You know, I appreciate U2. There's a couple songs I like, but I never bought anything by U2. I don't know. I can listen to them on the radio, but I just never got into them. Resabite. You know. I have not watched Cobra Kai. Everyone tells me I should. Let's see if I can find it. Okay. Her parents are rich. Leaving me won't hurt her that much. Phil D. Good to have you, Phil. Lane Staley and Scott Whelan are great. Unfortunately, both are gone. I agree with that statement. STP had some great stuff. There's nobody that can take Scott Weiland's place. I'm sorry. I had a homeless woman ask me for money. I just played her CJ's video of women saying, second sick for Dak. I'm all cut up on Coach Greg Adams. Boy, he's got a lot of content. You got to watch him fast, though. It's their body, their choice. It's our wallet, our choice. Focus on yourself, Jerron Markel. With or without you, I can't live. With or with what a very simple. I like playing country songs on guitar because they're just fun to play. But man, the lyrics of country songs are so simpy. CJ Wilkins channel, check it out. This has been a great stream, you guys. Remember, the only way you move forward is deciding to accept where you're at and not playing victim. Do everything that you think, do everything you're not doing. So if you're upset, accept it and not be upset. Just accept that you allow that to be in your life. Right? And now you can move on. Now you've got the key to unlock a better life just by acceptance. Acceptance is the doorknob. Well, the key to get through that door. Just got home from work as an RM. Just wanted to say you are awesome. I will hold thee in the light of Christ, peace and love. Abel returns to Eden. Well, good to have you here. Any advice what to do? Some serious money on wealth building, cars and housing, all good here. And too bad everything made in China, but otherwise not in travel and not that and two new people. I think any advice on what to do for serious money? I think if you have a skill of some sort, teach it. Flipping things, you can make some good dough. Flipping washers and dryer sets, iPhones. What else? Teaching. If you have a skill in your mind that you can monetize through information. Information is a great way to make money. I like U2 when they first began and Not Compromise. Sunday Bloody Sunday is one of my favorite songs by U2. Great song. Nobody loves me but my mother, and she could be jiving to BB King. Well said. He prefers Dimebag Darrell from, Reza Bite. MGTOW Life back. Good to see MGTOW. Check out MGTOW Life's channel as well. He got some great content. When he gets his motorcycle out, it's got some good sage words of wisdom. Moving forward, understanding where he's been, only to choose a better life. You know, eventually we would all have to go through something. The darkness before the dawn. And that's what I experienced 6 years ago. The darkness before the dawn. And now everything seems so much more clear. Did it suck going through it? 100%. A girl I'm close to has tattoos, head meds, phone addiction, bad relations, plus she was a teen mom. Can this be overlooked? That would be run away as fast as you can, my brother. FYI, I've got enough money to expat, but worried I could never come back. But then again, why would I? Carl, go out and enjoy life. Good to see you in here, brother. Rad, have you ever heard of the band Mars Volta? I think I have. I don't remember what they play, though. Call me Coon. Can you confirm? That is his channel. Pride in the Name of Love as I think about paying homage to Martin Luther King. I like One, too. The song One by U2 is really good. I like playing that on guitar. And we're getting some voting here. No way, Teddy Boy, to that gal. She has every red flag possible and might have new red flags for having all of those red flags. The Riff and Cemetery Gates, awesome, by the Smiths. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's all true that all women want from a relationship is sex. If you don't offer her, she'd dump you. No, that's not true. Women want status. They enjoy monetary or resources. I mean, some gals like sex, but sex isn't on their mind 24/7 like it's on guys. But I think more being provided for, George. She is the red flag. Miktowski back. Good to see you, brother. Haven't seen you for a while. I need to use some of my wealth. Any ideas? Don't need more money, but have my car and home settled. What else to use it on? Just whatever you can do. Use it to make yourself better. Use it for experience. Right? Yeah, there's MGTOW Life's channel. Big dick. We'll figure it out. I think crypto right now is on a weird trajectory. Buy some silver. I don't know if gold. I mean, I'd rather buy silver coins at this point. That's just me. Lisa Smith piping in. That chick is trouble. Just like the Motley Crue song. Chicks are trouble. Pantera, that's right. Dimebag Darrell, Pantera. Pop singer Enrique has been with Anna Kournikova for 25 and still hasn't married her. Oh, she is an attractive gal. He's been with her that long. Damn. Remember he had a CD back in 97. Women use sex as currency. MGTOW Life. Timmy Kramer, we need a men's gathering. Yes, we do, brother. Teddy Boy, to quote Monty Python, run away faster. My current favorite track is Jefferson Airplane, The White Rabbit. Ooh, great song. Favorite Pantera track, Walk. I remember watching Pantera and how they started out as kind of like a glam, a metal band, and then they shifted it to get faster. It was very interesting what their first two CDs. But is sex a must for girls in order to be in a relationship? Well, I think some. Sure. I think when sex happens, absolutely. Women are more tied to you. That's a Travis Tritt song. There you go. We need a men's meetup group. I'm trying to. I wanted to do it last year in Vegas, and things just seem to be a little hectic. But we're going to try and get something going this year. Maybe we can all meet somewhere. Vegas seems the best location just because flights are cheap. Greta Van Fleet, Led Zeppelin, Over Again. Do you like them? They're not bad. I remember when they first came out a couple years ago, that first four-track EP, I thought they were good. They sound great, but, they sound like Led Zeppelin. But there's only one Led Zeppelin. But I appreciate their talent and the fact that they're not playing stupid music as kids their age today are. If you removed SCX from the equation and our desire to have it, women are essentially guys who aren't pleasant to be around. So I guess in theory, women do have one thing to offer. She's not making you food, scratching your back, folding your clothes, stocking the refrigerator with your favorite beverages, giving you her body at any given time, then that statement is 100% correct, CJ. Rad, if several of us MGTOWs combined our money, bought real estate to build a compound, how do you think society would react? I thought about that. I remember going through my situation and I thought, you know what, it would be great to have like an area where guys got locked out or going through divorce could meet other like-minded guys. I think that'd be a cool idea. Will it happen? Most men are, we keep to ourselves a lot. Edward Michael, Rad, obviously most of us woke up to hurtful truth comparable to the grieving of a death. In your experience, when you reached a point to let go of the fake past relationship, the pain, what changed? Well, I realized that I could have a better life from the life I came from, and that I was the captain of my life. And yes, I had priorities to take care of my kids at the time. Now, the older two are grown. I literally have 1.5 years left till the last one's out. But knowing that I could have a better life set everything in motion. So that's probably what changed in me. And then from there, everything came together. I started working out more, started fasting, I was always good with money, so I never had that problem. I started biking a lot. I started meeting new people. But it was just deciding in that moment that I could have a better life and believing it. Good question, brother. Rad, you just became a billionaire. You have the 5 places to move: Florida, Vegas, Texas, Thailand, Philippines. Thailand. Newest band I found that I've found, Radkey. They're like brand new misfits, young black brothers from KC. They're actually playing here tonight. Ooh. One of my favorite bands is Bad Brains. They are a 4-piece black band from DC. And they basically started the grandfathers of punk rock. Anyone like Bad Brains? I lost an AirPod, quickly bought another set. That would have been tough to do if I was married. I'd have to explain it, ask permission. MGTOW Life lays it down to Chinatown. Rev in the house. Check out Rev's channel, guys. Rad the gang, yo, what up? Getting here a little late, but better late than never. Always a pleasure to have the Rev in the house. Hope you're doing well, brother. The old state of Arkansas. Check out Rev's channel. Nope, the venue is checking backs passes, unfortunately. Looks like Momoa finally got fed up with Lisa Bonet. Will he get drained of half his wealth? They've been together a long time. I wonder if they're going to view the time before as common law marriage or the last 4 years. Be interesting to see. I was thinking Thailand. Heck yeah. I wouldn't spend my money in the States. I'm now about. I love Bad Religion, Matt. 20th century digital boy. Early stuff. In fact, the lead singer of Bad Religion, I think he's a professor or like a psychologist or something. Yep, check out Rev's channel. Rev channel. See everybody in here. Let's see. Had a great breakdown, and yikes, big difference between ages. Alice Cooper's going strong. He's like over 70. Remember Trash by Alice Cooper? He drove around in a trash truck to promote the album. Are you planning to stay single forever, Rad, unless you find a 1% woman? You take a day at a time in life and work on yourself. Just marry yourself is what I would say. If someone pops in your life, that's great. Go for it. But she better be the 1% to 2%, and you better be smart about things. No marriage, no cohab, no kids. Black Pill, good to have you, brother. Tell me where you're from. Marriage is a bad deal. Marriage is a risky proposition in today's world. Simple as that. And be careful. I don't recommend it. Bad Brains played Riot Fest 3 years. The singer was recovering from brain surgery. HR, Randy from Lamb of God sang for him. It was a great, I love Bad Brains. But HR, he's a head case. Yeah, HR, I could see. Yeah, he's had some issues. I knew he quit for a little bit, and then yeah, he's a challenge, but he's the best. The never-ending yapping pie hole is only really good for eating pie, and the other part, other than that, is really useful. We do love the feminine body, don't we? I'm glad you guys are wrenching for me. Do we get rid of that Russian bot or what? Oh, the UK. Good. What part of the UK? Jerron, the dollar goes a long way in those poor countries. Apparently you go to Thailand and you get a huge meal with 2 beers for under $3. Had a language exchange with a woman today. She said she broke up with her boyfriend because he wouldn't marry her. Now she's complaining that her husband is too boring and the ex-boyfriend is exciting. Oh, man. It's good to see some solid red pill content. Well, it's good to have you, black pill, on steroids. I was at the Flying J truck stop in Ogden and found a glory hole in the men's bathroom stall. Ogden just up the street from me, Hammer Down. I bought a Come and Go shirt. It's a popular store, kind of like 7-Eleven. The looks I got walking around town. I would laugh at that shirt. I remember seeing a guy, this biker guy, a few years back. He had this broad on the back, mid-50s, just hit the wall, one of those biker gals, and his shirt said, bikes, beers, broads. Or some bikes, booze, broads, or something. It was funnier than hell. A lot of people think red pill men are like George and Newman from Seinfeld because they think they can't get women. Not the case. It's because we've been there. Yeah, I would agree with that. Call me coon. They just like to say we're just a bunch of old fat guys that can't get any women. Manchester North, Manchester, the best part of England for music. Good to have you, Manchester. Salford Lad Boys Club, right? The Boys Club. Smiths, one of my favorite bands, and the Cult from Manchester. My 70-year-old dad became poly and has like 3 married girlfriends. Society. Dang, man. Wowzers. Wasn't Greg Graffin a professor when he wasn't touring? Yes. That's exactly what we're talking about. Right. If you get married, this will happen to your PP. How are lockdowns going in the States, guys? Utah, no problem. Utah's been great. Gene, I still remember the 3-hour phone call we had while I was delivering. Oh, Eugene, there you go. Why do you think women use makeup so much? It's to hide their imperfection and make them look better. It's to enhance their physique. But it's called fake up. Right? Call me. Whose channel is this? Call me Coon. This is your channel. Yep. Why do you think women? Yep. Just answered that. Georgie. What we got here? Every date with a woman should be at the swimming baths. That's funny. The Clash. Another one of my favorite bands. I've got London Calling right here queued up. I was going to play some today. 26,000 is equivalent to 540,000 in the Philippines, guys. Life is wonderful when you experience different things. Traveling. Thailand's on my bucket. Sorry, but buying silver will only grow the solvency here. I need to use some cash while I'm here. Might be over before I know it. Even a shit show has its end. Could buy a lady. There you go. I would only say buy silver, like coins, in case the damn economy collapsed and you couldn't use fiat tender. They say chivalry is dead. Heck yeah, I guessed it right. It is dead. Guys are just realizing that it's not good. Actually, guys are realizing that the inventory in today's dating market is not good inventory. They're hiding what's really there. Mutowski to George. Well said, brother. Thailand is the dollar is equivalent to 296 Thai, whatever that they use over there. The thing is, they remove their makeup. It's like going from 9 to a 3. Yeah, go watch some videos on women that put on makeup. They're completely different, man. I gave up looking for a girlfriend 5 years ago, Hammer Down. And how has your life gone since then? I bet it's gone great. If only our mothers warned us about female nature instead they fill us with blue pill mindset. Yes. Sultan. They think what they're doing is right. Treat a woman well, love a woman. But in the end, I don't know if that's the greatest. I think the best advice a mother could give their son is to be a masculine man. And to not dive into his emotions. Straight to Hell by The Clash, their best song. Well said, brother. Straight to hell, boy. Gotta go. Gonna pick up. Good to see you, brother. I'm out too. You guys have been awesome. This is Rebel Against Defeat. Remember, accept where you're at, and that is how you move past the anger phase in life. I'm out.